everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today I thought it would be fun to do a get ready with me with a fun little twist to it. I'm gonna go through my drawers and use only products that I used to love but for some reason did not use for at least a year. Either I kind of forgot they existed, or you know, there's always that next new thing coming out, so there's always a bunch of products I'm trying to test and use that some products, even though I do like them, end up kind of disappearing from my mind and my life. So I tried to filled this Sephora bag with a bunch of them. I'm just gonna slap them on my face, see if I still like them, if I change my mind or anything, and just come up with a spring makeup look probably, because you know, right time of the year. Let me just put my bangs away because I desperately need to cut them, and if you see me eat, it's most likely Easter chocolate because I need it right now. You know, one thing no one told me is that by getting bangs, my baby hair would go absolutely cuckoo because I had to, like, you know, blow dry them, and then the baby hairs are also like right there. Wasn't expecting that. So shamefully it wasn't too hard to come up with a full face of products like that. I think that right now might be a fun thing to actually focus on products that I already own instead of always talking about new things, since, you know, I do have a full face of new makeup that I've already filmed, which will go up, just warning. And I might do like one or two, but I want to try and focus on products I already have. So if there's anything you would like to see, like a favorite everyday lipstick or products that I recommend for spring, you know, focusing on what I have, I will definitely do that. So, foundation. I absolutely adored this foundation when it came out. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation. I have the shade 3.25, which I believe this was my summer shade, which not really in my summer shade right now, but we'll just blend it. If I remember correctly, it did oxidize, which let me try and swatch this. Okay, so if I swatch it right here, actually doesn't look like a bad shade for me right now, but again, I believe it does oxidize, so we're gonna be careful and not apply too much. It's been a while. My skin is doing okay right now. Nothing crazy, like a few little, you know, redness and leftover pimples, but nothing too, is it too bright? I think it's better. So let's do half and see the amount of coverage, because I do remember it giving good coverage. I think I had a first impression video on this and I had to like walk outside for a while and it was like really hot and it was still on my face and I was kind of impressed. So yeah, definitely good coverage. Damn, I forgot about this. Like, I know I used to really like it and used it a ton, but I just tested so many foundations in the last couple months, really. If you haven't seen them, I did a video reviewing like 10 different drugstore foundation, best-selling one, and then I did the high-end version from Sephora. So I had done so many wear tests, and some of them were already foundations I knew I had an opinion on, but there's a few that, you know, were new. So I've been testing a million foundations, so I feel like I've been neglecting some of the ones that I do own. Yeah, I'm gonna need to blend this down my neck because I can already see that it's getting darker. But this was like a whole pump and I used like half for my half face. Been a while since I filmed a tutorial. So let's try to cover this. Yeah, it has, wow, this has amazing coverage. I'm curious how it's going to react on my skin because my skin has been going through a lot in the last couple of months. I'm definitely very dehydrated. I have like combination skin, but it's a dehydration that makes some foundation kind of sit weirdly on top of my skin, or especially on my nose, which most foundations don't look great on my nose because of, once again, the dehydration. But you definitely do not need to use a ton of it to get like medium to full coverage. I'm trying to like apply it very thinly because even where I do need the coverage, I don't feel like I need to apply a lot, and like everything is so much more even already. Yeah, I think I'm giving up on the nose. We're just gonna accept it. But I didn't apply anything on my neck yet, and I feel like you can already tell that it's starting to get darker, so I'm just gonna blend some down there to look okay today. Okay, so my impression right now is that I still like it, except around my nose, but again, right now it's been I think I would keep it more of a summer foundation because I feel like just on its own it's already very matte, and I can see how that would not work if you have drier skin. But I can remember now why I liked it, because damn, that coverage for like such a thin amount. So it definitely seemed to oxidize, though, you can already tell. So I will add a fresh swatch at the end of the video or something, but yes, not bad, just not for right now, definitely a summer one. So concealer. I used to rave about this concealer, and I still use it sometimes, but mostly as a face concealer. But during the summer, it's a great under eye one, and it is the Maybelline Master Conceal Concealer. I feel like I may have used it in the last year when I did my favorite drugstore concealer video. That's possible, but I feel like I pre-filmed this a little bit, so maybe it was about a year ago. I'll allow it. So this is the color Light. I don't know if I'm light or fair next to the other one. Yes, like I said, this is really great coverage. It's drugstore, obviously. It's definitely been a while. So let's try it on my eyes. Is it too dark? Do I need a fair one? I guess I'm gonna figure it out too late. So whenever everyone was trying to find like a drugstore version of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, I feel like this is a similar-ish finish, but I find it a bit less drying, which is good. Yeah, I think that's a bit dark, whatever. So definitely a great alternative. I also really like it for my face. I tend to compare it to my holy grail, which is the, do I have it? Probably. The Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. So if you want a drugstore version of that for face concealer, I would recommend checking out the Maybelline one. I feel like it's great for it. They don't have the best range of color, but I feel like they have improved it a bit. But if you're able to find your shade, it's really great. So light works, but I think fair would be better. I'm not sure I really need powder right now, but I'm gonna apply a little bit just for the sake of it. And I wanted to talk about this powder. This is the Besame Brightening Vanilla Powder Translucent. I used to use this under my eyes a lot and a little bit on my face whenever I was in a rush, and it worked well, but I have since been using something else. Ugh. Okay, dropped a puff. Yay. Try it under my eyes. I don't really feel like I need that much, but I feel like I haven't used a yellow powder in a while. I feel like the concealer was already a little yellow because I just don't feel like it really works for me. I feel like they're always a little too yellow. This one is definitely very, very pale. Did I show it? It's just a tiny bit yellow, but I don't feel like it makes a huge difference whenever it's not that yellow, and with my skin tone, I don't really need it. It still seems like a good powder. Didn't seem to dry my under eyes. For my face, I'm gonna be using this Nars one. This is the Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. And I feel like I used to love it until I realized there was some type of like glitter in there, which I don't remember now if it was in my head or not. I'm not really seeing anything, so let's try it. I might regret it, but I used to really love this. I used like half of it and then I decided no. But I think what I used to like is the fact that it wasn't drying, and my skin used to be definitely drier than it is now. So let's see, because I definitely don't need more dryness right now. But does it have glitter? I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing glitter, but I would definitely feel like my skin is drier even. That foundation really does not need to be set. Okay, let's go for brows. Brows, I know why I haven't been trying a bunch of the ones that I own. I was trying to reduce the amount of brow products I own, and I finished a couple recently, but I wanted to start using this one again, which is the COVERGIRL Ultrafine Brow Powder. This is the soft brown color. I don't know if it's gonna be my shade. Yes, it's definitely my shade. So let's apply that one and see how I feel about it. I feel like I used to like it when it first came out, but I've been just sticking to like one or two trying to finish them up. So yeah, I'm noticing that my foundation is not like fully blended. I think it's too drying for me at the moment. I'll definitely have to test it again during the summer, but it's definitely not a winter foundation for me. Still think this is amazing. Definitely my favorite so far in this video. Love it, recommend it. Why is no one talking about this anymore? I understand that we're all obsessed with the Physician Formula Butter Bronzer, but this used to be one of the most raved about drugstore bronzer out there. This is the Bronze Booster, and I need to find a brush because I have not worn bronzer in forever. I feel like with this foundation, I probably don't need to apply much, but let's apply a little bit. I used to be in love with this. I feel like Physician Formula is a bit more expensive for drugstore, but their products are really, really good, so I don't regret buying them whenever I finally do. It's definitely a really great matte bronzer that doesn't look orange at all, but like everyone else, I have been using the Butter Bronzer nonstop, so I haven't been using that one much. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit because once again, that foundation is a little dark. Blush. I want to talk about this. Oh my god, a chunk just fell. Nice. The Milani, this is the Luminoso Baked Powder Blush. I have heard that they have changed the formula and now it's glittery, so putting it out there as a warning. But the formula that I have doesn't have glitter. It does have a fine shimmer. And it's just such a really gorgeous natural glow. So let's see if we can make that work. Oh my gosh. Mine fell. There's a chunk that fell and everything. So I feel like it's super powdery now. So let's see. On top of that foundation, it's probably going to look a little patchy, but let's try it. This is not the right brush to use with it. I feel like during the summer, if you're wearing like a BB cream or something and you're already a bit glowy and you just want to continue that whole like spring summer look, this blush is just perfect for it because you don't really need to use any bronzer or any like highlighter with it. I feel like it just gives you that natural glow. I need to use this more often. I have been neglecting it because my blush collection is definitely where I go a little crazy. But this is really, really, really pretty blush. It's unfortunate that the one I have had such a hard time, but I've had it for a really long time. By the way, are we noticing that the foundation is getting darker and darker? Like, this is so dark. No wonder I feel like my face is getting darker. So, now, highlighter. I used to be obsessed with this one. I talked about it so much. This is their Bake Blush in Pinktastic, which is not pink whatsoever. This is just a really, really pretty baked highlighter. Oh, it's my finger, that's that color. I was like, why is it looking so dark? But it's just such a natural glowy one. It has a little bit of a shimmer through it, but it's nothing too crazy. I'm gonna just use my fingers because, oh my god, it's definitely, wow, it's more shimmery than I remember actually. I feel like I've been into either very natural ones or very intense one, and this is definitely more intense than I remember. I thought it was like more everyday, but let me apply some on my nose because it's looking so dehydrated that at least if it glows from afar, it's gonna look fine. Yeah, I don't know. I like it less than I remember. That is weird. That's kind of disappointing actually. I thought I was going to rave about this. Did my taste change? Am I just not used to it anymore? I don't know. I'm kind of so-so about it. Have you tried it recently? How do you feel about it? Because I swear I used to rave about this non-stop. Let's go to eyeshadows. I was obsessed with this palette when it came out. This is the CoverGirl truNAKED Peach Punch one, and it smells like peaches. It's a really great everyday palette for my skin tone. I feel like it's not too orangey. I feel like whenever peach products came out, a lot of them were too dark for me, and this is just perfect. So let me try and find some brushes actually. Let's go on full peach. We're gonna grab the peach shade and just put that in my crease. It smells so good. I can just smell the peaches. So you can see that I can just apply a little bit and it looks very natural, but I can also, there you go. But I could also build it up a little bit if I want it to be darker, but I want to do that like colorful look without being too bam in your face. So I'm just gonna blend it. It's very beginner friendly. And I'm just gonna use the shimmery shade next to it all over my lid. I think I'm gonna actually skip eyeliner, which I don't do often, but I feel like if I wanna do like springy type of look, might not be a bad idea. So I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara, which I used to love this so much because it gave me a ton of volume. The only thing is I remember it smudging quite a bit, but I just did not care and I would use it all the time anyway. So let's go for it. I'm hoping it still gives me a ton of volume. I feel like the one that I have is a bit dry though, but it does seem to be less clumpy than I remember, so that's good. Yeah, I think mine is a bit dry, but I still really like the look. If anything, almost better than before because it is less clumpy. So if I look up, you're gonna be able to tell actually. So if I look up, you can tell the difference. It just gave me a nice definition, some volume. Didn't curl them that much, but my natural lashes are pretty straight. Definitely a nice flittery look, but I will assume that mine is a bit old. Maybe I bought one that wasn't super fresh, or maybe I left it too long in my drawer, which is also very possible. Lipstick is always hard for me to choose one lipstick because I own too many. But I used to rave about, and I feel like everyone used to rave about these Maybelline Creamy Matte lipsticks, and I think Daringly Nude might match with the look. It looks to be like a nude with a hint of peach, which, yeah, I think that might work for today. That's a really nice color actually. Maybe not as peach as I would like for it to match with the rest, but such a pretty lipstick. These are just so good, honestly. I feel like we all know, but I need to mention it because I haven't used that color in a while. They came out with more and more colors, right? So I do wear still some of them, but I need to put this one in my rotation for the spring for sure. So this is my final result. I am a little shocked because I thought I was going to love all of these products, you know, all over again. And some of them were a little disappointing. Mostly, I think I'm thinking the e.l.f. highlighter, which I feel like even last year I still loved it. And now I'm feeling that it's a bit much. I haven't worn as much makeup in last year because I had surgery. So I feel like for a while I was wearing like minimal makeup. But I don't know, I have been more in the mood for very natural glowy highlighter lately, like the glossy one or the Laura Mercier one. So I feel like these ones are more natural, so maybe that's why I feel like this one is more metallic than I remember it being. As far as positive, I would have to say a lot of these, like the brow product, the lipstick, which am I really surprised? No. Even the eyeshadow palette, it's a very natural color. It works really well for my skin tone. I know they're not ultra pigmented, so I feel like on deeper skin tone you would need some type of base, but on lighter skin tones I feel like this is a very beginner friendly peachy palette, and I really love, it took me like 5 seconds and I feel like it looks amazing. It doesn't look chalky or like, and it blended very, very nicely, which is fun because sometimes colors can be a little more harsh like this. So I think overall we did pretty good. I definitely encourage you to try and do the same if you have a bigger makeup collection and you feel like some products you have been neglecting. Let me know if you want me to do more of those because I definitely will. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I shall see you very soon for another one. Bye.